Next up, we got baseball doesn't exist. Now I told you every time baseball doesn't exist, post a video, we here. All right, so y'all go check baseball doesn't exist video out. Why Japan loves the most controversial player in sports. Now this is Trevor Bauer, I think his name is. We've seen a video on him before. I guess a lot of stuff was going on with him, a lot of controversy and stuff like that. And he actually got kicked out the league. I don't know if he got kicked out the league or he left the league. But now he plays in Japan. I haven't heard no word from him since then. And I actually heard that this dude got a YouTube channel. He'd be vlogging, bro. No cap. And he actually had like a fan base. So it's like, bro, if y'all, I can low-key react to his vlogs if y'all want me to. So hey, let's see what it been time about.
Biggest suspensions in MLB history. Lost over $35 million in salary and was essentially blackballed from MLB. But is this fair?
I know a lot of athletes that did a lot of things 10 times worse.
If their claims have any similarity to the claims of the most recent accuser, then this is bogus.
4 separate people have come out against Bauer with claims of abuse. He's been in multiple lawsuits, but his suspension was cut and he has been reinstated by MLB. However, his reputation is so bad in America, despite MLB teams having the opportunity to sign a $32 million pitcher for the league minimum, they all said no. Because to them, the public outcry wasn't worth it. Instead, Bauer went to Japan, where just in the first few months, there's already been a public conflict between him and his teammate over a celebration. According to reports in America, Bauer has already been sent down to the minors due to poor performance. And news of yet another person making graphic claims against Bauer have gone public. Despite all of this, Bauer is still loved in Japan. There's a 70-story billboard with him on it. He set viewership records, his merchandise has sold out, and he attracted more fans to a game than anyone in the team's history. His reputation in Japan remains extremely positive, even after incidents like this. Bauer found himself in a close game versus the Dragons. The first runner reached on this play between the first and second baseman. The next base runner reached on this bunt. Bauer fielded it, but the throw was up the line. He bounced back and got weak contact. There were 2 outs, but the fast runner made the second baseman go to third. The runners were caught, but instead of the catcher throwing it to third to get them in a rundown, he for some reason held on to it, looked like he got confused, and then waited way too long to throw it to second.
Is this what be going on in Japan leagues, bro? Is this what be going on, bro? What the hell is this shit, bro?
2 outs with the fast runner made
this is like minor league. This is like worse than minors, bro. This is like some fucking little league shit.
Second baseman go to third.
What is this?
The runners were.
I was already checking out because I'm like, bro, look at the, like, you see this little, it's like, this is like regular dirt. Then they have like reddish orange dirt over here. It's like, that's what I was looking at. I'm like, yo, this is kind of weird.
Caught, but instead of the catcher, it looked like he got confused and then waited way too long to throw it to second. When he got the ball, nobody was covering first and everybody was safe. Bauer started screaming uncontrollably. The manager came out to calm him down, but he just kept screaming uncontrollably. Finally, Bauer calmed down.
He shouldn't be the only person screaming like that. Everybody on the whole team should be screaming like that. Everybody should be mad at that poor performance, bro. Everybody should be mad. So the fact that y'all worry about him instead of what just happened says a lot.
The last batter uncontrollably. Finally, Bauer calmed down, got the last batter to ground back to him, and instead of throwing the ball to the first,
that's what I'm about to say. I would do the same shit on God. I would do the same shit on God. On God. I was about to be like, I would have just ran and touched it myself, bro. Bro, it's a one-man sport at this point.
Baseman, he sprinted to first and touched it himself. Tried to throw the ball over the netting, walked to the dugout screaming "F**k" and telling his teammates to wake up, going directly into the clubhouse. This video was posted on Twitter in Japanese and was met by dozens of tweets praising Bauer. The same video was posted in English and was met with a ton of criticism by people who saw this as him throwing.
And that's another thing too. It's like, bro, y'all gotta realize something. All right, what be happening in the USA is not what be happening around the world. Let's be honest. What happens in the USA is not what be happening around the world, bro. Around the world, people have different beliefs. It's different shit. So you see how obviously when because I was thinking like if you post this shit on Twitter, I feel like everybody gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this dude like this what a baby. Dragons got him stressed. This man is cooked. You know what I'm saying? I already knew. This is exactly how Twitter is. It is a bunch of hating ass niggas. You can't do nothing positive on Twitter. Nothing positive. You know what I'm saying? But you see, what they say? We can't see. They say, oh yeah, they translated it. If you watch Bauer's YouTube, you can really feel that he really loves baseball and works hard. Nice spirit. Bauer is hot and good. I love Bauer. He spoke for the Moya that all his fans had endured. You know what I'm saying? Different cultures, bro. You feel me? People over here, they be on some bitch shit. Let's be honest. They be on some bitch shit. And it just be Twitter heads. Like, people on Twitter, bro, like, you can't take them serious, bro. You will never see them out in real life. You will never see nobody on Twitter typing and talking all that shit. You will never see them in real life saying the same shit. You will never even see their face. It's a whole bunch of fake accounts. Probably some 60-year-old, fat, obese, you feel me? Eating pizza every day, drinking pop, smoking cigarettes, laying on his couch, don't got no money, no motion. And he got a nerve to be hating on everybody. No wonder why you hate. No wonder. I wonder why you hate.
Praising Bauer. The same video was posted in English and was met with a ton of criticism by people who saw this as him throwing his teammates under the bus. However, only 3 years earlier, Bauer did something very similar to his teammate Joey Votto, and there was a completely different reaction. In a 2-0 game, Votto made this error. The Pirates went on to get a hit, then scored 3 runs on a triple and a wild pitch. Bauer went on to storm into the dugout, appearing to be mad and calling out Joey Votto for not making this play. Unlike the play in Japan, this play garnered barely any attention whatsoever, and the few people who did comment were praising Bauer for calling out the bad defense. This shows just how much Bauer's reputation has taken a hit over the past 3 years. However, Bauer was controversial the second he entered the league. As a rookie, he stood out by doing an insane hour-long warm-up routine requiring him to long toss up to 450 feet on the day of his starts, as well as doing a running start and throwing a ball as fast as he could at his catcher before the inning. His catcher thought this was pointless and would, quote, end up killing someone. His team didn't seem to be on board with his methods and ended up trading him. Bauer shortly after released a rap song that was perceived by many as a diss track against his catcher. Because of it.
What the bro dissing his catcher? We got ops dissing each other in the streets. Now we have MLB players dissing their own teammate.
A line that read, quote, "You hide behind a mask to facilitate a task, but you don't know me." Bauer, however, says this song was not directed at anyone specifically. When Bauer went to Cleveland, he emerged as a great pitcher, but also got in hot water for crashing his drone into the team's scoreboard, was asked to stop flying his drone at spring training, and accidentally cut his finger open with a drone before a start in the ALCS, which caused him to bleed so much he had to leave the game. In one start, he drew BD 911 on the mound. This became a story after people speculated that translated to Bush did 9/11. Bauer says it was just a personal message to a close friend. He mentioned a college student on Twitter over...
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You can't be doing shit like that, bro. Now, the one thing I would say is, you know what I'm saying, how they gonna just automatically just claim it meant Bush did 9/11. Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? But you putting the numbers 9/11 is crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
just a personal message
You
to a
shouldn't do
close
this shit like
friend.
that, bro.
He mentioned a college student on Twitter over 80 times after she told him he was her least favorite player, and he even used her pictures to try to expose her for underage drinking. Once again,
Bro, hold on, bro. Yeah, hold on. So this dude beefing with a random girl online. Where does it start at? I want to see where it start at. Okay, so it starts right here. My new least favorite person in all sports. Welcome to the fan club. So that's January 5th. Okay, so this is January 6th right here. The classic troll. Get absolutely destroyed. Claim harassment narrative. You are one who blocked me and is still tweeting about me. LOL. Here, have some more followers. So then she replied, maybe you should act like a professional you are and like a 27-year-old man you are and not harass me for 14 hours. You are a horrible man. What the fuck? Yo. Does he have a response? It's kind of hard to keep up because he put it everywhere. Like, I don't even know where the fuck. So this is June 6th. So then we have a hi Pat. My name is Kettle. Maybe you should have trolled me. Oh, no, this is a response. Okay, this is a response. Maybe you should have. Oh, this is it. Okay. Then where he. So he must be right here. Instead of obsessed with me and continue to tweet me non-stop, here are some options. A tutorial on how Twitter works. Bro, this dude, bro.
80 times after she told him he was her least favorite player, and he even used her pictures to try to expose her for
Hey, deleting the tweet won't save you. Judging by this, you're the one who likes to hit the bottle, not me. And before your 21st birthday too, not smart, kiddo. When you get put in a virtual body bag on Twitter, maybe you should stop for the night. What the fuck? Hey, yo.
Drinking. Once again, there were reports of another falling out between him and his pitching coach in Cleveland, who didn't agree with his methods.
Bro, beefing with everybody.
Traded shortly after an incident when, after a tough inning, he was taken out of the game and got so pissed he chucked the ball 400 feet over the center field fence. His first two organizations had problems with his training methods, but Bauer was vindicated.
What is this nigga doing, yo? What the actual fuck? No, this gotta be the craziest workout I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Training methods.
This don't look like a shoulder workout. This is like a straight back workout.
But Bauer was vindicated, became an all-star, went to Cincinnati and dominated, won the Cy Young, and that offseason signed with the Dodgers, becoming the highest paid player in MLB history. Bauer's time in LA ended up being short, but it was extremely eventful. But before we get to that, a quick word from today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Aura, the app that is saving us from spammers, robocallers, and identity theft. If you search your name, address, phone number, or email like I just did, you will be surprised that there are people online right now selling your information to anyone who wants it. Scammers, robocallers, and thieves are buying this and screwing you over. That happened to me when I had my bank account.
I wonder if he think like that. I mean, I said think. I wonder if he talk like this in a real person. You know that little. I wonder if he talk like that in real life.
Thieves are buying this and screwing you over. That happened to me when I had my bank account stolen last year, which could have been prevented if I had Aura, because believe it or not, all the data brokers selling your information online are legally required to stop if you ask. However, they make asking.
Yo, you see how he talk like this, bro? I know he don't talk like that in real life. It can't be. He can't talk like that, though. He got the perfect YouTube act. The voice, he got the voice over voice. That's why his channel doing so well. Congratulations, bro. You got the perfect voice over voice, bro. No cap.
Legally required to stop if you ask. However, they make asking extremely complicated and hard to do. But with Aura, all you do is download the app, put some information.
Hold on, bro.
Nigga,
do you have an 800 credit score? Bro, flexing on us, bro. Bro is flexing on us mid-video, though? Dang, chill, bro. We get it. We get it. We get it.
With Aura, all you do is download the app, put some information in, and they will constantly monitor and take down anyone selling your information online, decreasing the amount of spam, robocallers, and identity theft in your life. They can also monitor your passwords and credit cards and will notify you if they're being stolen. Find out if any of your information is on the dark web and constantly monitor if your personal information is ending up online, because that's how our identities end up stolen. All you have to do to get this protection is go to aura.com/baseball doesn't exist to get a free 14-day trial. Do it right now. When he got to LA, he began pitching with one eye open, started doing a sword celebration, had public beefs with Ronald Acuna Jr., Fernando Tatis Jr., and Marcus Stroman, not to mention past beefs with the Astros, Scott Boras, and especially MLB, who he called out constantly for blackouts, the Astros scandal, foreign substance checks, the shortened season, what cleats he was allowed to wear, and more. These fights gave Bauer more rivals than anyone, but he also had a ton of supporters, which came with his massive social media following. He was the most polarizing player in the sport, and in June 2021, he became even more polarizing.
We do want to warn you, many of the details are graphic.
Bauer was under investigation after a woman said he became physically abusive during a romantic encounter. Bauer's team immediately denied the claims. Graphic pictures of the woman's face that show injuries became public, as well as text messages released by Bauer's team that they claim prove inconsistencies in her story. But according to reports, Bauer was still scheduled to make his next start. One reporter says Bauer was on the field before the game with his vlog camera. But the very next day...
Breaking news now, LA Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer has been placed on a 7-day administrative leave.
Bauer was placed on leave but was not suspended, was allowed to get paid, and the league said they had not made any determination on the case. So many thought he'd be back after the 7 days was over. When it was, he was placed on the 7-day administrative leave again. And again, and again, and again.
I promise you, Amanda, he will not be back in 7 days. This is too serious an allegation.
The Dodgers had canceled his bobblehead night, stopped selling his merchandise.
It's crazy how, like, bro, you literally can just, like, girls have the power to just literally fuck a nigga life up, bro. I just pray to God it never happened to me. I pray to God, bro, because these hoes can literally just do whatever they want, bro. And in the court, they're literally going to listen to the girl. This is what happens, bro. Especially, too, he already got this bad controversy over his name. USA already don't like that nigga. They already don't like him. So, this happening, this might could have been set. This might be a setup, too. That could be a setup.
It's too serious an allegation.
The Dodgers had canceled his bobblehead night, stopped selling his merchandise, and reports came out that his teammates unfollowed him and no longer wanted him on the Dodgers. Bauer himself stayed quiet since there was an active investigation. But in August, that changed.
The Washington Post has just reported that Bauer was the subject of another temporary order of protection.
Another woman had made similar claims against him over a year prior.
And that's what happens too. Once it's one, then it's a trillion. Now all these hoes, like, I'm not defending him. If he really did it, then fuck this nigga. But if I'm just saying, if he didn't do it and they're just sitting here just like, you know what I'm saying?
Bauer broke his silence and released texts between him and the woman. Many of them were extremely vulgar, yet according to him, helped prove the story wasn't valid. That same week, the original request for a temporary order of protection that led to him being placed on leave was dismissed in court. This was a massive legal win for Bauer, but his paid leave was extended for the rest of the season, meaning he couldn't play. According to reports, people inside baseball thought he would never play again. MLB had been investigating for months and had still not decided on a punishment. And in February, when prosecutors had declined to pursue any criminal charges against Bauer, he finally decided to speak out against the original claims.
But now Bauer's lawyers are firing back with explosive claims of their own.
Bauer posted a video to YouTube emphatically denying any wrongdoing in the original case, and shortly after filed a lawsuit against the first accuser. He also filed lawsuits against Deadspin and The Athletic for what he said was misleading reporting on the situation. Bauer had been training and seemed to plan on playing once the 2023 season began. But once again, his administrative leave was extended. And about a month into the season, MLB released a bombshell.
This is a landmark decision. It is the longest suspension of its kind, and it is a...
Hey, this shit done turned into a movie real quick, though, didn't it? Damn, we were... Yo! W video, bro. Let me give you a like, bro. W video, bro. Y'all gonna like this dude video. Baseball doesn't just the GOAT, bro.
Decision. It is the long.
B released a bombshell.
This is a landmark decision. It is the longest suspension of its kind, and it is a stunning move by the Major League Baseball commissioner.
Bauer was suspended 324 games, the longest suspension ever given under its domestic policy.
Wow.
And to make matters worse, the very same day.
And now another accuser is coming forward.
Oh
The woman
my
told the
God.
Washington Post that Bauer crossed the line.
A third woman came out with similar claims as the first two, and once again, Bauer released a statement as well as text that he believed ran counter.
Okay, better could be like 9:30. It'll be a work in the morning, right? Yeah, why? It's just seeing if you're leaving afterward. No, I'm not driving 2 hours to fuck and go home right away. I would just leave first thing in the morning, but never mind. Gotcha. Let me know when I'm good enough to not be shoved out of the door immediately after. Yo, he getting hoes gone. That's when you famous though. That's what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when you just fucking random girls and it's gone. Tomorrow, I'm not driving 2 hours to fuck and go home right away. That's crazy. So then she didn't text back after he said that. She said hi. He didn't text back. Then what she sent? She just sent a picture of herself. Then over here, he just didn't respond. He said, you didn't missed out on your chance, bitch. And then she sent news to his nigga. You see how, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow. That's just crazy. That's just crazy.
Counter to the woman's claims. Bauer was already in the midst of appealing the suspension, and despite the new allegation, he had a sizable amount of public support. Unlike some of other MLB players who got a shorter suspension for similar things, Bauer was never criminally charged or proven guilty in court. But to MLB, this suspension was probably a no-brainer. Unlike most, if not all, of the other players suspended under MLB's domestic policy, Bauer had not one, but 3 separate people come forward. MLB may have been worried that more could come in the future. The biggest difference between Bauer and the others was that he draws way more attention. Partially due to his past, his personality, and his notoriety, Bauer's return would cause more criticism for MLB than any other player. MLB likely decided the backlash that would occur with Bauer playing wouldn't be worth it for the league or its teams, and MLB teams seemed to agree. After an appeal that took months, Bauer's suspension was lessened to 194 games, making him eligible for the 2023 season. The Dodgers, who are required to pay Bauer, released him anyway, meaning Bauer was so controversial, the Dodgers are paying him $22 million not to play for the Dodgers. Since the Dodgers are required to pay his salary, that means all 29 other teams were able to sign Bauer, a Cy Young pitcher, for the league minimum. This would have been the best value deal in baseball by far, and every single team said no. Because that's how bad the backlash would have been. Instead, Bauer announced he was going to play in Japan, where so far he's had the complete opposite reaction. Bauer arrived in Japan and was officially introduced as a Bay Star, wearing jersey number 96 because according to him, he wants to average a 96-mile-per-hour fastball this year. And also maybe because it's the closest number to 69. Similarly, he requested a contract worth $6,420,969.69 from the Indians. Bauer also requested that he could wear number 69 for the Bay Stars, but they declined. During the press conference, Bauer didn't receive
this nigga like a little kid or some shit, bro. He just a kid with money, bro.
A single question about his MLB suspension from Japanese media. The only time he was asked was by AP. Bauer responded by saying that he wasn't suspended and that the reason why he was playing in Japan was because that was always his dream. During the press conference, they also announced that they were starting a Trevor Bauer fan club that cost over $15,000 just to join. The Bay Stars are allowing Trevor Bauer fans access to a Bauer Talk event, a meet and greet with Bauer which includes a photo and autograph session, an assortment of Trevor Bauer merch, an autographed ball in a special case, a game-worn autographed jersey, a special Trevor Bauer fan club ballpoint pen, a Trevor Bauer fan club plaque, a limo ride for you and 6 of your friends to go to one game and sit in a special lounge with free food, and also get 2 regular tickets to every home game that happens after May. All for 2.2 million yen. According to American reports by AP, Bauer's signing was met with, quote, little reaction in Japan. That doesn't really seem to be the case. There were posters all over the city, including one that was 7 stories tall. His first game was in the minor leagues. Typically, about 500 people come to these games. When Bauer pitched, there were 2,600. Usually, about 5,000 people watched the live stream. When Bauer pitched, there were 77,000 people watching live.
I think the live, I feel like, is the probably people from USA still watching. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, believe it or not, people like controversy, and they gonna try to find any way to hate on them anyway. So they probably was watching, but the attendance that's crazy though.
But it wasn't long until reports came out that Bauer had already pissed off one of his teammates who called him out publicly for being disrespectful. That was according to multiple American outlets and was referring to the sword celebration. When a batter tries to check their swing but can't and ends up striking out, Bauer does this. It started in America, and some people thought it was a little much.
And he went around with it. Strike 3. Celebrates on the mound. It's weak.
Bauer did this in the very first inning he pitched against a minor leaguer. He continued to do it, and when his first big league start was approaching, his team released a video encouraging it.
When I get a strikeout, I do the sword celebration. Please join me in doing the celebration.
His teammate responded to this video in a tweet that was translated and published by American outlets as saying, quote, "Don't be an idiot. That is disrespectful. There are better ways to go about this."
It's not that serious, bro. He's just doing a sword situation. Now, if he was every time he did that shit, he was like, "Fuck you," or some stupid ass shit like that, then okay. But nigga is doing his own celebration. Let him have it, bro. Why are you hating? Damn, it's always that one nigga.
In Japan, major news outlets reported that American outlets had translated the tweet wrong and left out part of the tweet, saying that Yamasaki was aiming the criticism at the team for promoting the celebration, but not Bauer personally.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
But even if this tweet was directed at the team's Twitter account, the fact that he didn't want the team promoting it led fans in both countries to guess he probably wasn't a massive fan of Bauer doing the sword celebration. This tweet was soon deleted. The Bay Stars released a statement. Yamasaki released an apology saying his words were translated wrong and that he welcomed Bauer, and even later gifted Bauer a samurai sword. A few weeks later, when Bauer started pitching in real games, his teammate did the samurai sword celebration with him. Bauer tweeted this clip and wrote, quote, "But the American media still wants you to believe my teammates hate me and think my sword celebration is racist." After a few minor league starts, Bauer made his big league debut, and it was madness. The 7-story billboard was erected. Attendance at Yokohama Stadium was higher than it had been in history. According to the vendors, Bauer's t-shirt and towel sold out immediately, and his name was the top trend on Twitter in Japan. Bauer took the mound, gave up only 1 run, and struck out 9 hitters in 7 innings, in an environment that he said was more electric than when he pitched in the World Series. He was selected as hero of the game, was placed on the back of a pickup truck, and shot t-shirts at all the fans while being cheered well after the game was over. After that, his time in Japan took a turn for the worse. The only one Bauer gave up in his first start was a solo homer. This video circulated on Twitter and caught media attention in Japan when Justin Verlander liked the tweet. People in Japan speculated Verlander was rooting against Bauer, and a lot of people in America were. He had a rough second start, giving up 7 runs in 7 innings. In his next start, Bauer had what he describes as the worst game of his career, giving up 7 runs in only 2 innings. He had an 8.5 ERA.
That's another thing too, though. Even when you are You know what I'm saying? Say you go to a different league and shit like that, and you start going crazy, fans love you. You still got the haters though. So it's like you still got that pressure. Like if you do bad, you know what I'm saying? If you do bad, they gonna be on your ass.
And news broke in America that he had been demoted to the minor leagues. This spread like wildfire in the States, but according to Bauer, his team had a rainout that caused his start to get pushed back. And instead of having to wait 11 days to pitch, he asked his team if he could pitch a game in the minors while he waited, which was the real reason he went to the minor leagues. During this minor league start, he gave up a bomb to the very first batter he faced. This video went viral in America and was watched over 3 million times. Bauer held his opponent scoreless for the rest of the game in a successful start, but afterwards said he owed the fans, his teammates, and his team an apology because he felt like his attitude during the game was, quote, disrespectful to the game of baseball. Bauer returned to the big league club and got back on track, dominating hitters as expected, but on June 14th, the last thing Bauer wanted to happen happened again. A USA Today article reported that a fourth woman was making claims against Bauer, detailing graphic incidents that happened in 2020. Bauer is currently suing the woman for fraud in response, and his team quickly released a statement saying that this is yet another false claim against Bauer, saying this one specifically was a multi-million-dollar extortion attempt that has been going on for multiple years. In America, Bauer was once again in the spotlight for the wrong reasons, but Bauer himself has yet to address the reports, tweeting out his YouTube video within hours of these reports becoming public. In the replies, you will see tweets in English criticizing Bauer, as well as Japanese tweets that translate into kind and supportive messages. Another star in Japan faced similar issues about a month prior when a woman made claims about him. He is currently waiting to see if he will be prosecuted. His team hasn't allowed him to play since, stopped selling his merchandise, and took down his posters at the stadium. Bauer's team haven't done anything. They say they already knew about this incident when they signed him. They haven't led to any criminal charges, so nothing changed, and fans in Japan seem to have the exact same attitude. He pitched the very next day through a complete game, was picked as hero of the game, and cheered. News of the complete game seemed to instantly become a bigger story than the controversy from the day before. Bauer has continued his domination ever since, collecting NPB MVP for the month of June. At the moment, a return to MLB seems unlikely, but despite some controversies, his reputation in Japan is better than ever. And for now, that seems good enough for him.